Do you enjoy high fantasy hijinks? What about epic tales of bravery and vanquishing your foes? Or what about the morality of burning corpses for funeral rites? Is it really disrespectful? Come and listen to Reroll Expectations, an actual play Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign by the Reroll cast. Four adventurers from scattered parts of the world of Serene come together to uncover the mysteries of the alchemical domain and the kidnapping of their dearest friend. Reroll Expectations airs every other Thursday on wherever you get your podcasts from, or rerollexpectations.com. That's rerollexpectations.com.
Why in the world was this movie made?
Here to discuss one more time the Conan movie series, all two of them. We're here to rank them. We're here to see how they stack up, and we're here to bid a fond farewell to Conan and the other cast of colorful characters throughout these films. Yeah. Enough talk.
Let's punch some camels.
Yeah. I would say, like, I don't know what to say about camel punching. I thought I had something, but I don't know. It's probably cruel to the animal. I'm not a big like camel expert, but
I mean, these were different days, different kind of movie making. You know, where punching an animal was something that was well respected and regarded amongst your peers.
Yeah. Everyone went nuts. Every time they punched a big animal, everyone was like, yeah, get him. He's so big.
What was that movie that came out like a year or two ago? It was like A Dog's Purpose, I think, or something like that, where there was like a scene where they threw the dog in the water and like everyone was up in arms that they were like torturing this dog or whatever.
Yes.
Do you guys know about that?
And I think there was like a controversy because nobody knew if the dog survived. And they had to like try to prove that the dog survived.
Damn. Yeah, I never saw that movie. I think they made a sequel to A Dog's Purpose, or A Dog's Purpose was a sequel to A Dog's Something Else or something like that. Is that correct?
You're right.
It was
That's
a sequel to A Dog's Porpoise, and that is where the dog owns a dolphin, an aquarium that's full of sea living mammals. Mm-hmm. And porpoises mostly.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting franchise to dissect, to see where it diverged from the original.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant idea about, dogs owning aquariums, and it turned into some schmaltzy crap.
I heard one reviewer said it was rough.
Yeah.
Matt, I got him. I got Matt.
You got me. All right, so should we get right down to it, or does anyone else have any funny stories going on in their life? My life's been pretty boring. You guys been watching anything good on TV?
Yes, actually. I have been watching something good on TV. It's so funny you should ask. I don't know if I can say this because our audience of several dozen might rat me out. Just remember, people, snitches get stitches. But I saw this random YouTube video that was like, here's like the, 10 things that it's amazing that you can't watch anywhere right now. And it was basically different various movies and TV shows that for whatever reason, mostly like related to their rights, are both out of print on DVD and Blu-ray and also aren't streaming on any service. And the one that I was like most surprised at, or not most surprised at, but there's a movie called Sleuth with Michael Caine and Laurence Olivier that's really good, that apparently the rights are so complicated. They were like bought by a company that doesn't make movies. Like they were like acquired by some other company. Anyways, this is a long way of saying I didn't realize that Moonlighting has been like not available anywhere forever. And it's obviously the movie where Bruce Willis got his start. or the TV show where Bruce Willis got his start.
I was gonna say, isn't it a show?
Yeah, and I remember loving it when I was a kid, and I was probably too young to get most of the jokes, but it was just so funny, and Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis were so good. And so I was
Isn't
like,
that show like kind of sexy?
It was like a will they or won't they type of thing where they kind of hated each other, but they were flirting all the time.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was like, I can't believe that's not available to stream anywhere. And of course, then I immediately went on the internet and like was like, where can I find some illegal website that streams Moonlighting? And I found one, and I was
The
like,
dark web.
yeah, exactly. so I drove down the Silk Road, and and I found this website that has streaming episodes of Moonlighting. So I watched like the pilot. And I watched like 5 episodes, and they're really good. It's like amazing. Like the production value is incredible. The writing is really good, really fast and funny. There's quite a bit of sexism and stuff that just would not fly anymore. And it's amazing how obvious it is that they just told Bruce Willis, just be Bill Murray from Ghostbusters. And like that was like his total persona. But then he totally co-opted that persona for like his real life persona for a while. And it made him a huge star. But anyways, I was watching it now. I don't know what it would take for somebody to get the rights out there and make that available, but I would encourage everyone to watch it legally and don't stream it illegally like I did, but find a way to watch it legally. It's very good show.
Some guy came to Harris's door. He's like, I got your heroin. He's like, no, I wanted moonlighting. And the guy's like, moonlighting is the code word. This is heroin. And Harris is like, but do you have the DVDs?
But what is the code word for moonlighting? The box
It's
set,
heroin.
the complete series box set DVDs. Oh, you wanted heroin. Oh my God.
Like, to make things less awkward, you meet in a public place, and like you see all these suspicious eyes watching you. You're like, don't worry, everyone. I'm just buying heroin. It's just heroin and not moonlighting on DVD. Everyone's like,
Oh, okay.
I'm still like slowly making my way through The Wire, like, you know, like 1 episode a week or something like that.
The old-fashioned way, as we like to call it. Wait, are you doing this like as some kind of homework assignment, or are you enjoying?
No,
the
it's
show?
just I'm watching it with the roommates, so it's like only when we're all 3 available and want to like
right.
watch one. So it's like not every single.
It's kind of fun to have a like I watch shows with my girlfriend sometimes, and it's kind of fun to have a show that like we only watch a couple times a week for like an episode or 2.
Yeah, it's good.
Show some restraint.
I don't have a girlfriend right now, and so I'm lonely and I cry a lot. And sorry.
It's all good to know. I'm sure the people are curious about your situation. I mean, that's our most common mailbag item is, does Colin
who's
have a
Colin
girlfriend?
dating? Yeah.
It's like, what's this I'm hearing about Colin, and name the celebrity of your choice.
Yeah.
A lot of talk around the campfire. Like, what's this here about Colin and Lily Tomlin? Is that like a thing now, or are they just
I almost
friends?
got the cover of like Tiger Beat, but they said I was too old.
Oh,
What's like Tiger Beat for adults?
Esquire.
Yeah, Esquire. I almost got Esquire.
You almost
I was gonna take a
got Esquire's sexiest podcaster alive.
Yeah, I was gonna take a picture of my undies.
They're just like filthy tiny whiteys on the floor. It's the centerfold of Esquire. Is Colin's dirty
skid
underwear.
marks, gross or fashionable as fuck.
Making a comeback. Good news, fellas. Skid marks are back in. Don't listen to your girlfriend.
Oh man, no, I wipe really well, to be honest.
Too well sometimes.
Too well. I'm sorry. This is so gross. What the hell? What is this show even about?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about stuff we watch.
Oh yeah.
Colleen and I have been on a good streak lately, watching like good stuff, quality entertainment. we like limited series, like stuff that's only on for one
Yeah,
season
me
and it's
too.
done. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. We watched this show called The Looming Tower, which is on Hulu. It stars Jeff Daniels, and it's like the true story of how the FBI and the CIA like did not get along or share information, and thus it led to 9/11 happening, basically.
Wait, it has nothing to do with like weaving or making
a bunch of women,
buildings or-
a bunch of
making
women who sit
tapestries
on each other's
in a
shoulders
building?
to weave a giant tapestry.
the looming tower.
Uh,
Sorry.
That is a massive subplot, actually.
Stop ruining it for me, Colin.
Fuck.
No, but it's really good. It's based on a Pulitzer Prize winning book, and it shows. It's like it's pretty solid information, and the acting is really good and stuff. There's this guy, I don't know his name, but he plays like a Middle Eastern CIA agent, and I think he was nominated for something. He was in that Jodie Foster movie that came out this award season that nobody saw. I forget the name of that too.
I love that
But
one.
this guy's
Silence of the Lambs 3.
yeah, that's it. The lamb sounds are deafening at this point.
Shut up, you lambs.
Yeah. So we knocked that show out quickly. That was good, and then we watched the Mayor of Easttown show on HBO.
Yeah.
Which was solid too. And so we figure we're unstoppable at this point. Let's watch the new Stephen King adaptation that's on Apple Plus. It's called Lizzie's Story. It sucks. We watched the first episode, and it's like more like ethereal. You know, it's like definitely like an avant-garde piece, or it's trying to be. When compared to those other two shows, which were pretty straightforward, and that kind of set us aback a little bit. We were like, whoa, what are we watching here? Like, this works maybe for a movie, but like for 8 episodes of this, like, I don't know if I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like classic Stephen King bullshit where like everyone's got like a stupid nickname and it's modern day, but people use like terminology and slang from the 1950s, you know? And it's just like, I was like, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched that like 2 nights ago or something.
You know, I always feel like that's like, it's hard to tell when it's early because it took me a while to get into Mayor of Easttown. Like the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, this is just another one of those shows. And it actually ended up having some really good twists and some really like involving character stuff, which I thought was fun. Yeah, good to know to stay away from the latest Stephen King adaptation.
We might
sounds
try
good.
episode 2 at some point. I'll let you know if it gets any better. It stars Julianne Moore and the other guy, Clive Owen. I feel like they've been in a bunch of things together, haven't they? They're both in.
Children of Men is
Children
the
of
one
Men.
that pops into my head immediately. Yeah,
Is that the only thing they're in together? I feel like they were in
I
more.
don't know.
Sin City.
Julianne Moore.
Was Julianne Moore in Sin City?
No, she wasn't. And I knew that, and I said it anyways.
Yeah, good for you. Go for it. Though.
I wanted to talk. God damn it.
Yeah,
I wanted to fucking talk.
it had been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to Conan the Destroyer.
I'm
and
still-
Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, yeah. I'm still very, very slowly. This is like one episode, maybe 2 weeks at this point. Working my way through the entire Highlander the series. It's really difficult.
It's a
like,
very good recommendation.
I don't recommend it to
Difficult
anyone.
because it's so bad.
This is a real slog.
I do not recommend it to anyone, but like I feel like I'm doing something for some reason by watching it. But like the episode I watched, so like you know how Highlander works. He's he's like our swashbuckling hero in modern day, which is really like the late '90s, right? But he also in the narrative flashes back to stuff he used to do when he was like in the olden times because he's immortal.
Before they even had puffy leather jackets.
Yep. And so like this one, his flashback, all the flashback sequences, and they committed like a lot. Like sometimes they commit smaller amounts of like money and time to the flashbacks, and sometimes they commit more amounts of money and time to the flashbacks. This one was all about him during the what's called the Blitz, which is like when London was getting bombed during World War II. And he is having like the most intense romance with this woman, and like and they're just juxtaposing it real hard with just people getting bombed and killed and shit getting destroyed everywhere, and it was so fucking weird. And there's like a sexy like scene where they like do it. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, look at them, like they're literally like so in love and having like the absolute best time ever, and this is like, and this is how they chose to like say that they're, this is how they chose to depict like something they're also saying is one of the worst times ever. It's just really fucking weird.
What was that hand gesture when you were like, they had these sexy times and you sort of shimmied your hands? It was sort of like a truffle shuffle hand gesture there. That was, I guess, supposed to indicate the sexiness of the time during the great blints.
We're not getting paid enough for me.
Blints?
The blints.
The great blints. The great World War II blints.
The other weird part is like the woman, right? The love interest, her big thing, and she's obviously like gonna die because like the romance is just going way too hard, and we know that by modern times she didn't make it. So it's like pretty clear.
She could have died she could have died of old age. We don't know
but
that.
it's pretty clear like something bad is gonna happen to her because that's what happens. But so during like one of the really bad bombing times, she is somehow next to like a radio microphone that is broadcasting all over London, and she's like, we can do this, we can keep surviving because we're London and we're strong and blah blah blah. And it's like super clear that she is like completely American and maybe has never been to London ever.
I was going to say, it sounds like the historical character she's playing in this episode is Winston Churchill. Are you sure this wasn't an episode about the Highlander fucking Winston Churchill?
It is, except she's an American woman. I mean, he's an American woman. I don't know.
So for there's like a disclaimer at the beginning of the show that's like, we at Highlander hope you accept our artistic license in recasting Winston Churchill as an American woman.
Yeah.
The fact is, the man had large tits, but not nearly large enough.
Dude, like the choices, I was like, part of me was like, this is wrong, obviously, like that you're making like choices that I think people would not totally agree with. But another part of me was like, the fucking balls on this fucking show to fucking do this.
Not on Winston Churchill, though, because he's a woman.
I was just impressed, to be honest.
I'm impressed just listening to it.
Yeah.
Can we, end the war? Can you guys stop fighting?
I think she's right. I love you. It was so
War's,
good.
stupid.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was hot. It was great.
All right, without further ado, let's get into these movies. All right, so we're dealing with two movies here. I think number 2 on our list will be a surprise. It is, of course, not Conan the Destroyer, but the first film, Conan the Barbarian. Colin gave it an 8. Harris gave it a 6. I gave it a 6. And Tim gave it a 7.5. Averaging out to a 6.8, which makes it number 2 in our list.
Number
Conan the
2 with a
Barbarian.
bullet.
It makes sense.
Wow, that's a shocker. I really coming into the series, I would have thought for sure that it would be Conan the Barbarian number 1, Conan Destroyer number 2.
Me too.
I agree, but I think we should have known,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just hadn't seen it in such a long time. And I've probably watched, I know I bought the Conan DVD like 5 years ago. So I know I probably watched it when I bought it. And I haven't seen Conan the Destroyer in a long time. So I just didn't realize that it held up.
We should have known, and here's why. You always trust, monsters with horns to, come through,
When in doubt,
Yeah.
just throw a monster with a horn in there. Also, Barbarian, it's a little He-Man-ish, but Destroyer, I'm on board. Yeah, he's ripping horns out of shit. He's smashing mirrors, and he doesn't even get bad luck from that. And yeah, definitely.
Just imagine what the third movie could have been. Conan the Conqueror.
So
Yeah.
good.
Conan the Conqueror. Or maybe they would have just named it something different, you know? Like Conan the Explorer. Like Dora the Explorer.
He, like,
Conan
teaches
the
you
late night
Spanish.
TV show
Yeah.
host.
Yeah, Conan the late night TV show host.
Well, they're saying now that they want Arnold to come back and do a movie called The Legend of Conan. And he's like old, and it's him on the throne, like the scene that they keep showing
Yeah, yeah.
at the end of these movies.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm in.
come on,
I'm
like
in.
wouldn't that be great?
But,
and
like-
what I don't want is him passing the torch to some young musclehead. Like, no, boo. This should be about old Conan kicking somebody's ass.
He needs that heavy brow,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
needs to be on that fucking throne.
And maybe go out in a blaze of glory like, what's his name? Who's the guy? Beowulf. You know. one
That
of those-
Vietnamese guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, Vietnamese Beowulf. My thoughts
Are
exactly.
you, Matt, are you thinking about one of those monks, those Buddhist monks?
yeah, he went out in a blaze of glory.
Oh, now I understand what Matt was talking about. And
I wish
Yeah,
I
that went
did.
over your head, Colin.
I really thought maybe you're.
It's all right. You got a lot
yeah,
to think about. You got a birthday coming up.
Yeah. Man, I'm stressed. I'm. It's like I feel like that there's that window when you get like within a few days of the actual like date when you just are just like, yeah, like I don't know. It's
On the other
Yeah,
hand,
just
Colin,
thinking
yeah.
about
there's always a chance that you were adopted and your parents never told you, in which case that might not even be your real birthday.
Yeah, I don't believe that though, because like if I was adopted, I think they like would have like divorced sooner, maybe. Yeah.
Well, Colin, here's a good alternative way of thinking. Once I became a father, I started realizing that like you become much more aware of like how precious life is. That like you can die at any moment. That there's like everything out there in the world can
I'm
can
not
kill
sure.
you. Pretty
I'm not
much.
sure this is helping, Matt.
No, wait.
Okay.
Everything can kill you. Like
him
we're just
finish, yeah.
sacks of blood moving around the earth, and like anything
True.
pointy enough can poke us and kill us. And it's just like that. Like you're just here one second, you're gone the next. So what you have to look at your birthday is like the world is like an apocalypse in process, pretty much, and like you've made it another year.
Yeah.
You've completed another year of life, despite like all the dangerous shit out there.
One
and
more-
fucked up shit that can
One
kill
more
you.
time around in the face of the Reaper.
Counterpoint, I think there's a
No.
different way there's a different positive way of looking at it, in that like in a cosmic sense, we like the entirety of Earth's existence takes place in like if the entire history of the universe was a year, Earth hasn't even existed for more than a few months. Like maybe like we're probably all of humanity exists in like the countdown of the final 10 seconds before the ball drops. Maybe not even that much. Maybe like the last second of that. So the important thing to remember is that nothing you do could have ever possibly mattered, because we're all so insignificant, and just don't worry about it. Doesn't
Which is
matter at
why
all.
we make the running time of all our podcast episodes as long as possible, so that we can make our mark on the universe.
Yeah.
And even that mark will be insignificant in the face
It
of...
is but a skid mark on the underwear of time.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
The fucking plant and payoff.
Should we talk about our scores again?
yeah,
changing
are we
any of
locking
them?
in our scores for Barbarian?
Well,
I-
I kind of want to like make it so that Destroyer is definitively my
It
choice
is
at this point.
definitively better. It's
Yeah,
ranked
but-
higher.
But I want to make it personal this time.
All right.
I mean, you already gave them both an 8, so that would mean you'd have to
Yeah.
make this a 9.
Yeah, or I'd have to.
I don't
drop-
think you've ever given anything a 9.
I would have to drop 1 to 7. I don't know. It's fine. I don't know if I have the energy for it at this point. Like
He's second guessing everything now.
everything, in a cosmic sense, we're all 9s. Out of a billion. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, now you're getting it.
Yeah.
All right,
this is a lot.
locked in.
All right. And then, of course, up next is our number 1 pick, Conan the Destroyer. Colin gave it an 8, as we mentioned. Harris gave it a 6. I gave it a 7. And Christian gave it an 8. Averaging out to 7.2 2.5,
Nice.
making it
I feel like that's really
better
solid.
than the previous movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is pretty solid. No one wants to make any changes.
I mean, I was a 6.5, and I definitely could have rounded up, but I'm going to leave it at a 6. I feel like this is an appropriate score. This makes a lot of sense for me.
What happened to the bird dress?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
really, you get a good bird dress scene in there. I bumped this up to a 7 like that.
That she looked good.
That dress looked good. It was very stylish.
It was stylish. It was flattering. It was flattering to the woman.
Yep.
All right, locking that bad boy in.
You know what I didn't
And
look
so-
up? I wanted to look up what else that actress, the evil queen, what else she was in, because she looks like maybe I've seen her in something else.
Yeah,
Colin,
it's possible. I mean, she's
mean-
an actress.
I can look that up for you right now if you're really curious.
I am really curious, and I don't want to do it myself.
The actress's name is Sarah Douglas. Oh my God.
Yeah,
We should have mentioned this in the podcast. Holy shit.
that's what I wanted to do.
Yes. Yeah, we dropped the ball on this one. Sarah Douglas is an English actress. She is perhaps best known for playing the Kryptonian supervillain Ursa in Superman 2. That's
Superman.
right.
Superman.
Yep.
Oh, you mean of like the three
Yes.
like bad guys? Oh wow.
Yes, this
They're
woman's
with
good.
Colonel Zod, as I like to call him, even though he's a general, but I don't like to acknowledge that.
He got demoted.
Wow. And then the other guy, the big guy, he's from something.
Yeah,
He's recognizable. I don't know
man,
what he's
that's
from.
what's her name?
Her name is Sarah Douglas, and
Sarah Douglas. Big props to her.
she was on an 80s primetime drama called Falcon Crest, which you guys might not remember.
I've heard the name.
And then after that, she really wasn't in a lot of, like, she was in some random shit, but those are pretty much the big winners for her, which is kind of crazy.
I think it's
good.
I
two
think
big
it's
movies.
interesting that she's like just kind of like a nice looking woman, but she's like definitely typecast to play evil. You know?
You should see the picture on her Wikipedia page, though, because she just looks like she should be gardening in Sussex or something, like wearing like a big floppy sun hat
Oh yes, I was an actor once.
and offering you tea.
Would you like to come in for some tea and hear about the time I tried to kill Superman?
Superman.
Oh, no. This happens all the time, but no, I'm not really evil.
No. The Kryptonian prison wasn't even real. It was just a mirror and a special effect.
There is no, what is it, forbidden zone? No, not forbidden. What is it? What are the
Yeah, it's something
yeah.
zone.
Oh, yeah.
The something.
Damn, I forgot too. Oh man.
I can't believe
You got to
I-
look it up. Someone's
Oh,
got to look
my
it up.
God, I can't believe this.
It's not the forbidden zone.
Phantom
it's
Zone.
the-
Oh,
I
yes,
totally cheated
okay.
and looked it up. Ugh.
Nice.
She was
no
also
such thing
in,
as the Phantom Zone at all. Why don't you come in?
she was also in Return of Swamp Thing, which I assume is some shitty
Oh
Swamp
fuck
Thing sequel.
yes! you know, License to Watch is gonna cover the fucking Swamp Thing franchise at some point.
Listen, if
We
we
have
get
to.
to the point where we're covering the fucking Swamp Thing franchise, I will be either long dead or long retired from this podcast.
Remember when Harris used to be on this show instead of you, Harris Bot 9000? He was lame.
Harris is now traveling through time.
You are wrong.
There is no Harris, only Harris.
My opinion trumps yours.
It is not logical.
My opinion is all. Yours are weak. Let me drink this beer.
Wow, Harris Spot sounds like he's pretty spot on, though.
Yeah.
Colin, you have a boner. Ha 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 ha.
Punch camel. Error.
Your puns are weak, Colin. Why don't you go find a 14-year-old girl?
Oh my God! Apparently, Sarah Douglas just made a career out of doing shitty sequels to kind of shitty movies. She was in Beastmaster 2. She was in she was in Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge. She was in Meatballs 4. She was in Return.
Meatballs 4?
She was in Return of the Living Dead 3. I don't even know what
Oh
that
my
means.
God.
She was in Mirror 2. I don't even know what Mirror 1 is.
Oh my god, I feel like the 80s was just full of these kind of like direct to video sequel movies of like B-level horror and sci-fi. Oh my god, she's just one of those actors that just fell into that.
I am so glad we looked her up because she is like, in my opinion, a fucking legend for this. Like, come on, the second Swamp Thing movie, she almost killed Superman.
Yeah. She's a real class act.
Fucking legend.
Let's get on with the show. Shut up, Harrispot.
Oh, let Harrispot speak his piece.
Do you guys want to hear how this franchise stacks up against the rest?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. This is a shocker. So far we've only had 2 movie series that averaged out to be a 7 or higher, and that's Mission Impossible, which is our top at 7.66, and then Star Trek is 7.1.
I should have given them all lower scores.
Yeah, and then up next is Conan at 7.07, just below Star Trek.
I disagree with this, but
Conan and Star Trek belong together
That's pretty amazing.
for reasons I don't understand.
I mean, that means that 2 of Colin's choices have been like the upper echelon of stuff, and both of them I'm like, huh? Really? What? I think it's because Colin elevates his normal 7 and 8 score range to like 8 and 9s for these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the best kind of franchise, right? Like we go into it and we don't know, or we kind of think it's going to go one way and then it ends up being better.
True.
We like it more than we thought. I mean, again, these movies that only have, or these series that only have 2 movies, I feel like they should be on some sort of a sliding or like weighted scale or something. Because
Conan 3 would have been a dud. It would have had too many Ewoks.
Not if I can
way
help
too much
it.
merchandising.
Not after what I'm going to do.
So next up on our list is
Why don't
Batman.
I have thumbs, Roger?
So we're saying that Conan series, the 2 movies, are better than the 4 Batman movies?
Not a chance. Well, I don't know.
I mean, the last 2 Batman movies kind of changed everything,
Yeah, I guess my biggest regret is maybe I didn't rate the first 2 Batman movies high enough to offset it. Although I think I gave the last 2 Batman movies like 1s and 2s or something. So
Yes.
Deservedly so. Yeah, you know what? On average, you make less movies, it's easier to have a couple of good ones. But on average, yes, the Conan movies are better than the Batman movies.
Yeah. I mean,
They share one
sense.
actor. One
Weird.
important actor is shared.
Yeah, that is true.
Mr. Freeze.
No. Bob the Goon.
They share 2 actors.
They
though.
share 2 actors, apparently. Probably more if we looked it up. But
Grace Jones as the Penguin.
What? I bet Grace Jones could do a Batman villain.
Grace Jones excels
see
at
her
playing
as, like-
maniacs, apparently. So
Yeah.
I could see her as like an alt take on like the Scarecrow or something.
Whoa, interesting. I just watched.
Robin.
I just saw
Alfred.
That was
Grace Jones as Alfred.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Along with what did we just say? I can't think of his name. British guy.
Michael
World War
Caine?
II. England. He's played by a woman.
Winston Churchill.
That's the one.
Grace Jones as Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
We fought on the beaches. We fought on the... Is that Churchill?
She's just swinging a huge stick as she's saying that speech. With no, like, assless chaps or whatever.
Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Winston Churchill didn't have a flat top. This is historically inaccurate.
It seems right to me.
Oh, okay. What do we got left? What else do we do in these wrap?
After Batman had a 6.84. Next up is James Bond, I believe, with 6.46. Now that movie, that series is plagued with, too many movies. It's gonna ultimately bring its average down, unfortunately. Let's see. After that is Lethal Weapon, 6.25. Then after that is Magic
Mortal
Mike.
Kombat. Oh, Magic Mike. Yeah, that's right.
Magic Mike is 5.87. Then with an even 5 is The Exorcist.
The Exorcist,
And then
yeah.
after that is
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's got a 4.13.
Dun, 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 dun.
Y'all ready for this?
Harris, stop doing the Macarena. We've warned you.
I can't help it. The Mortal Kombat just brings it out of me. All right, I'm getting a little punchy.
Okay. I'm good. I feel
Harris
like we've
bot
said...
needs energy charging.
Colin could do another half hour of this. It's like I haven't had a conscious thought roll through my head in several minutes.
I feel like we could go on a deeper dive into the Highlander romance during the Blitz, but probably not. I think we got it all. I don't think I got to the end of the episode. I don't know how it ends.
But what kind of blintz was it? That's what I want to know.
A cheese one?
Yeah, it's a nice cheese blintz. I like a nice cheese Danish. I don't know if I would like a cheese blintz as much.
Racist.
It's a time of great. It's a time of great romance. The blintz.
All right, boys, we did it. We completed our two-fer trilogy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can do this again at some point.
We should.
It'd be nice to, it'd be nice to intersperse some two-fers like throughout bigger series, just to like spice things up a little bit.
Yeah,
as
sure.
opposed to doing 3 in a row.
Yeah, the Swamp Thing is primed for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ugh.
Yeah.
I didn't even like the first movie.
You saw the first movie?
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's
Has
got a lot
everyone
of.
see the first Swamp Thing?
It's got explosion.
I think I saw parts of it on TV as a kid.
Yeah, it's got Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh yeah, love her.
Her name sounds like I don't know, like it could also be like a running back in the
Yeah,
NFL or
yeah, she
something.
definitely has a hot girl or professional athlete name.
Coming onto the field is Adrienne Barbeau.
Adrienne Barbeau has rushed for 300 yards in a single game. What a performance from this former supermodel turned actress.
I mean, have you seen the rack on her?
Oh my God.
She's shaking off defenders left and right. They just can't seem to bring her down.
Yeah, I think we've reached the end of this episode.
Oh man, Adrienne Barbeau just made me think of another excellent two-fer series. I think there's a third one now, but I don't think it went theatrical, so it doesn't really count. Creep Show. There's 2 Creep Show movies. Do you guys like those?
I don't know if I've ever seen Creep.
Is that the one where the Tim told me about one where like the cigar store Indian comes to life and murders?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm interested. I'm very interested.
I can't believe you guys haven't seen these movies. They're so good. They're so.
You got to
80s,
realize
and
that
they're so good.
with older horror movies, there's like you got like a 75% chance I haven't seen it. It's like the one of my weakest categories.
It's like your kryptonite. It's really baffling to me.
Superman.
It's almost like the worse the movie is, the less I want to watch it. It's very strange.
Oh man, you'll definitely want to watch Creep Show then. It's got Leslie Nielsen
Oh yeah.
in a
What?
serious role.
Oh well, you had me until you said
Serious-ish?
serious role.
It's not really serious. It's very tongue in cheek.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go look up Adrienne Barbeau's NFL stat line and punch the old camel.
Ew. Like. Gross.
Just be careful that it doesn't spit on you.
Man. Her yards per carry, though, Colin. Her yards per carry.